What's up, guys? We're gonna have a project on our hands today. So I've been working on getting this Sunlu S4 print done for the AMS Lite on the Bambu Labs. So again, that is the Sunlu S4 dryer for filament, right? Is going to have the AMS Lite attached on top of it. Right now, that isn't an option when you buy the dryer. It's separate, and they give you heat resistant lines out the front or the top of the unit for you to run your heat resistant tubing and your filament through to your AMS Lite. And it can look something like this if you don't have the ideal setup. So here's my dryer, right? Sunlu S4. You can see here I've got options to go at the front, options out the top, and then I got to go through and feed this all the way up here to the AMS Lite, right? So what we're going to be doing in this video is taking this AMS Lite and attaching it here to the top of the dryer box. All the parts here, your side project, ready to go. And we're going to go through that process here through this video. As the ones that I've seen on that's actually linked on YouTube, a Maker World for this whole print and build is to a fellow that is speaking Italian, which is no problem. But for us English speakers, I figured I could take the time, put one together. So for you guys that are trying to attempt this, you maybe got a little bit more confidence after watching this, and then hopefully can learn from any downfalls that I have during the process, which I hope are very few. So sit back, enjoy, and feel free to take some notes. Hopefully I don't fuck up too bad. Good, wish me luck. Here we go. You guys can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm gonna go through and get my fingers here on both sides. Probably flip this around. Let's see here. And you see how it has a little bit of like a bowing out it can do? So if we go in this way and we pull from the left on the right, it's quite a divot that's in there. You can see here, I'm trying to get in there so you can see it's almost out. Boom, there we go. Popped it out. And then I'll bring the light over here. This might be helpful. You guys can see, right? It's just a little pin. Just a little pin that comes out. So I think the bow out and then you pull from the left and right simultaneously. There you go. That one came out a lot easier. Popped right out. Boom. And before we start taking out screws with these just pop off. So if you grab good firm grip, hold it back here, and you do a pull. Oh, don't want to break my own stuff, so let's see. It will pop right off. There we go. No click, no snap. Just got to get that right angle. Good firm grip. No pop off. Same that one. Set those there. Get this here one. That's off. All right, and then that one's off. Okay, and then we have these rods. So this is where we will go through and start getting the screws undone. Okay, so you can see now it's pretty loose, pretty wobbly, ready to go. So we're gonna take it off gently, and we're not gonna pull it right out, right? Because we got a lot of shit going on in here. Okay, so we don't want to just rip that out of there because we got to go through and ideally unplug here just these two ribbons, and that shouldn't be too difficult to do. So taking this and just setting this part down on the side without, don't yank this, right? These two parts here, wires are crucial for this thing to work. And if we do this correctly and pinch just the sides, let me take a look. I don't see any clip on there. These got to just push in and click. I'm going to get my fingernails on the side. There we go. And you slowly wiggle that out and it'll pop right out. Fingernail, I already got this one reasoned up. Just a little bit of a wiggle. And that'll pop right out. Now what that'll do, as you can see, give you some more room to move that out of the way, and then we can get access to the little board that they have in here. Before we risk getting these two pulled, because I got to go all the way out and then over. If you look closely here, they got a little top pin. Push your finger down on that. I missed that. And then they'll just pop right out. We'll put our finger down there. Pop them out. And we should be home free. Let's do this. Put both thumbs. There we go. Everyone's learning how. All right. And get the right angle. Press it down. And that'll pop right out. And don't worry, I didn't forget about that screw hanging there. I got to get that in a sec. No, pop right out. That way we can leave those there. Pull that board right out. Get that little screw that's not wanting to get out. And there we go. We now have a disassembled AMS. I've got a little bit of a funky guy here because I ran out of my green when printing this. This does take quite a bit. I think it's over 100 grams or so. So I had to get in some other colors there to finish this one up. But what we'll do is we'll take these both, and you'll see that they pop right in with a little bit of a twist. Here is, yep, we'll show up on this side. So we're going to do these divots first. So this will be your little H guys. It fits. There. Now that's done. That's what's going to keep it in. I just want to push it a little bit more. There we go. I'd say get your fingers in on the two sides. Really make sure they're in there. There we go. Now we got the H's in. The next ones we're going to be doing is going to be here on this hole, and then the other one here in this hole. And then the parts you're going to be doing are these kind of like half squares with the tops on, slanted a little bit. You see there hopefully clearly. This first divot in. And for me, so far, these prints, I haven't had to use a hammer or a rubber mat based. Just push right in. So this one, oh, now that I said that, this one wants to be finicky. Ah, double thumbs, got it in. Could go almost just a little bit more. Yeah, we'll call that good. All right, so we're back. I learned a couple things in between this cut. Do not put the tabs in these first before you put in the rods. Crucial, and you'll see why. So what we're gonna do is take this, make sure they're in there, and we will tilt one up here to the side like so. So we've got them at a bit of an angle. If we flip them right over, they're gonna fall out. And I am unfortunately reprinting one of these. And once that's done, we'll get it on. But for now, we are going to get one of these on first. Go through, and they'll slide right in just like that. And then I'm going to do the other side, the end. So these tabs will stay in. Can't see it down there. Just lining them up. Push in, and they'll go halfway. There we go. There we go. And then that way we can turn it over and have those tabs fall out. Double check, we've got these tight, secure. So when doing these rods, you'll notice there's different types of ends, right? You have like kind of a, let's see, rectangle. Let me drop the damn thing. So you have like two rectangle, and then you have like two kind of star pentagon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, pentagon shaped. And since I haven't taken the ones off the original AMS, this is what we're going to match up. So the AMS set on top here, right? And on one side of this we have going out is the square, and the other side is the pentagon. And you'll notice here we have these divots, right, that are going to line up to the top in here. And we'll put it in. Let me turn this over and show you. So now what we just did, right, we got to go through and keep in mind we're flipping things around. So we're going to be doing, again, the star base one on the right side. And then you can see up here, right, we got a tab, which is where it's going to guide us to push this through and line it up correctly. All right, there we go. AMS, and then now we'll do the square side on star on the other one. And then those will be set. Okay, there we go. Just to double check, make sure we're doing everything that we should be. What we did again here is replicate, right, the star and your kind of rectangle. You have your rectangle and your star, right? So looking at this, you'll see here that I have them matching up, rectangle on the right, star on the left. And then for this side, we have a rectangle on the right, star on the left. Okay. Now our next part we need to do is get these coils out and then put them inside here on each side. Now this is critical. We do this as I said many times throughout this video, the right way. So if we imagine how this was put together, right? This goes through, and I left the stickers on to help me out that come with this AMS. You can see there, so I have 1 and 4 and then 2 and 3. So that means that number 1 is up here in the left, right? Number 2 is up there on the left, and then number 3 is down here on the right, and then number 4 is up there at the top. So in doing this, we just need to replicate this when we move these over and put them onto the right spot. I'm going to do a heat gun, but I decided I'm just going to get my X-Acto knife because it doesn't seem like they have this on here too crazy. And we're going to start with numero uno, right, which is your top left here on this piece. And you can see here they just have some of this white kind of goo in here, so I'm just going to cut right through it and start gently lifting up the spots that I've severed. As we put this into the new one, it's not going to require all this gunk to hold it down. You know, it's already lifting. Just going to do it all the way around. Scooch out. So they do have some areas here where it's like a lip instead of it being embedded. So I'm going to lift that up there. Yep, that unstuck. Lift that out. Lift this. There we go. It's coming out quite nicely. Get my 2 fingernails underneath there and kind of pull up just a little bit, and it'll get here, go pop, pop. Now we're halfway around the ring. It's coming out even easier. All right, there we go. We have number 1 out. And I'm going to immediately get it over here so you guys can see this. And actually, I think I might actually lower myself down. We'll sit on the floor. All right. So we're going to get this in here. And I want to turn this a little bit so we have this part going out the side. And we're going to want this to go on the inside divot here and not the outside one. And the way that these cords are going to feed to the board that we put on the other side. And actually that goop there helps it kind of stay in place here. I'm going to hold it. And I'm going to grab one of my covers over here. Just one of these guys. Make sure we got it lined up there. And we'll slowly get it pushed in. Make sure it's not snagging that cord. There we go. All right, so we have the first one in. And now we just need to rinse and repeat and do the other ones, but in the right order. So we just did number 1. And now, right, so here's the bottom. We just did this one. And then now, then according to my stickers, got number 2 here, which is going to be this side, which is going to be this one, which is going to go here. So as we put in number 2 here, we're going to want to make sure the cord here goes into the bottom left. So it's feeding inward just like we did here on the other one, but we're doing opposite. We're going to turn this a little bit. Make sure we have our coil in there. And then we'll grab another cap. I like to get it secure down here first where the wires are at. Make sure I got it set, and then we'll get it all the way around. There we go. Really make sure it's all clicked in there. All right, I'm going to flip around. We're going to do the other two sides. All right, if you got all of the coils in, should look something like this. Again, we got the plugs here going on the inside, right, of both. And now is the appropriate time to take your tabs and start getting these guys in on the wheels. If you want, you can wait to do this and try to connect everything to the board and make sure you have your stuff lined up correctly. It's up to you. All right, if you got all of your tabs in, we're at the next step, which will be to take these cords and we're going to feed them through these two holes. Just big enough for the heads to fit through. All right, now that those are in there, we'll flip it over. I'll have these here in the back. If you want, don't pull them too tight, but you can at least get them here, kind of off to the side. Then I'm going to grab my board that I set over here. And I left my power plug on, but we can actually take this off. If you lift up here on this little lip, pull off gently, it'll slide right off. A lot easier to get those in. Can I still make it? Yeah. Okay, we'll get this one pin plugged back into here. Should be number 2. This is the tricky part. Am I gonna be able to get it in back that way? Okay. Now we got that. I'm gonna spin this a little bit so these cords aren't too tight around each other. And then, so what I'm looking at here, and it's so hard to see, but there's like a little divot right here, and then there's like a little divot here. And if you line those up, that should let you know that you've got them on the right side, or the right way. All right. Pressing just snugly on the board. So put that on there. this side pushed on. Board's still good. Don't like that noise though. Again, board's still good. Yep. Okay, so final step here. Essentially, this is going to sit right like this. And to do that, we've got these pieces. So 2 more of these. Front and slide it back. Like so. Yep, that way we can set that and rest that right there. Okay, take the other side here. Slide it back. All right, and then we'll be able to put it right there on top and screw it down. I want to make sure I can get my power cord out the left here. So I opted not to bolt down the board. And I could go back and get that in there, but for now we're going to leave it like this. So I'll put the power cord back in the bottom left here before I tighten this all down. There we go. I hear that click. Now I got it. Onto the handle. So again, before we put all these in place, the little tabs, you're going to keep the tabs apart. And you're going to grab these 2 guys, right? And we're going to go through and put them, so up here towards the top. Slip those through. And then we have our 2 little blocks here, right? Little prisms that we'll push through here. Okay, so if you got the tabs on down here to hold in this spot, it was a bitch for me. You can flip it over, and now we have the 2 blocks here on each side for us to put the handle onto. So we'll take this side, we'll slide it on here. I'll do the same for the other. All right. Just got to do a little bit of tubing. Well, time you can take these, put these back on. Oh. Oh. I did it. It went on. There we go. got 4 different filaments. We'll plug in the AMS, almost, and see if it works. I'm just gonna go around the front. So I'm looking to get a longer one of these. Out of there. Plugged in. All the lights are powering on. That's a good sign. Just doing a check right now. Okay, we have 4. All right, so then if we look at the actual AMS here on the screen. All right, it's detecting red twice. What was the other color I had in there? Green. No, wait. Yeah, so 2. It has red as green. Edit. When I hit edit, it shows the black color. Oh, we're just not pasting it. So edit. BambuLab PTA. Where are you? Chef. And then black. Yeah. Okay. Change your color. There you go. All right. Just have to plug in the dryer, turn it on, and we're set. All right, guys. Update here. As I just got done, for the most part, editing the video of putting this whole tutorial together. But I wanted to, take the time for at least a week or a week and a half to pass and see how this has been holding up. I did read on the Maker World comments that there were some concerns about the actual material that's being used. I'll put some details on that in the description. I won't bore that with you here, but I want to show you guys how things are working. So we'll go over here to the Mini, and you can see here's the dryer. I mean, right now it's using my black. I'm doing some experiments here with getting some magnets in there. But as you can see here, I'll lift this up. I'll get here because this is where people usually have issues. These starting to have cracks or bowing out. But so far, everything here is looking good for me. There we go. It eliminated a lot of wires and tubing, and I'm really happy with the result.